do this stupid thing where you have to literally turn your camera around and mess with things. Okay, so I think that we're good. I'm gonna kind of zoom in slightly. Boy, it has been a week. It has been a week. Let me turn on my laptop, get everything set up. I have a clever idea to share with you guys today. I need my phone charger. As you can tell, I've been messing with some things over here. And not entirely cleaned up, but kind of. I just want to make sure that everything's running properly. How are you guys this Sunday? I am tired. Very, 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 very tired, but I'm here. And I'm excited to be here. This is always energizing for me. Make sure that I've got my... Let's find us, shall we? Okay. Who's here? I've got my I'm kind of even straight. You know, I won't be able to not fiddle with this because okay, whatever. I don't need to be doing that. So how are you guys? Boy, if you didn't read my Facebook post, it's been a crazy, crazy week. My daughter, who's 26, had appendix surgery on, I don't even know what day it is. Is it Sunday? On Friday. On late Friday afternoon. And it was kind of crazy. It was a long, I can't even speak. It was a very long ordeal getting her diagnosis. So, but I'm glad that it finally happened. She had a doctor's appointment. So Wednesday night she had like really bad stomach pain, and she called me on Thursday morning. She's like, my stomach hurt so bad overnight. And I said, well, maybe you should make a doctor's appointment and go see the doctor today. So, which she did. She made an appointment, got in to see her primary care doctor about 1 o'clock that day. And they sent her to ran some blood work, sent her to get an ultrasound. And her stomach pain was like in the upper part of her stomach. And so anyway, they were talking about, gastroenteritis and possibly pancreatitis, gallstones, that kind of thing. Although she's young for that. But so anyway, ultrasound came back normal, blood work came back normal, but she ate and was in horrible pain at like 5 o'clock. So I drove out to Seattle to pick her up and take her to the ER. We went to the ER. They ran more blood work because they didn't check her pancreas enzymes. That all came back normal. Her blood work was normal. The way that her pain was not indicative of appendicitis. So he said, you know, I'm not inclined to do a CT scan given your blood work is normal and where your pain is located. He's like, I really don't think that it's gonna, anything is gonna show up, and I think that I don't want to expose you to the radiation if we don't need to. So he sent us home and told her to take some Tylenol, and I'm glad he didn't give her any strong pain meds at that point in time, because she went to bed, woke up an hour later, and I spent the night at her apartment. And so anyway, she woke up an hour later, and she's like, she was just moaning in her bed. And so I'm like, we need to go back to the ER. Something is definitely wrong. So we went back to the ER, and they're like, we're going to run I think we got there, we got home at 11:30, and we were back in the ER at 2 o'clock. And so they ran a CT scan and did some more blood work, finally gave her some strong pain meds so that she was able to rest. And so she got a CT scan around 5 a.m. and about 7 they came in and they're like, oh, we've got an answer. You have appendicitis. And they were as shocked as we were, because it didn't present as normal appendicitis. Long story short, they did surgery on Friday. We got home about 8 o'clock, and now she's on the road to recovery. But that's all kind of started on Wednesday and went through, Friday night. So needless to say, I sat on a folding chair in the ER in her room and slept 0 that whole night. So anyway, I'm here today. Who's here? Anybody? Boy. Well, anyway, enough of that. I did like a little unboxing of all of the or a little share of all the embellishments that are included in our May kits on, it might have been Wednesday. Anyway, as I was sharing our pretty floral and leaf die, I was describing it and kind of giving some ideas on how you could use it, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, holy cow, you can trace it, because you can snip these apart and have the different pieces of your die as individual dies, but you can also leave it as a solid piece. And if you do that, then you can run all the pieces through your die cutting machine at once. But if you do that, you're going to get, all the pieces, they'll be a single color unless you do them with white cardstock. And if you do them with white cardstock, then you can color them afterwards. But then that's kind of fiddly. And I thought, well, why not trace them? Because if you trace the outside of the die, the cutting line, I think you can see it, is like inside the lip of the die by I don't know, a millimeter or something. And so if you trace outside, then you can paint or color each individual piece the way that you want it. And then when you cut it out, you have everything colored and ready to assemble. So I thought we might try that today. And then at the end, after we do this, while these are drying, I'll show you guys our May paper cardstock and Pocket Life cards. And we can do that. Okay, so I'm going to use the colors that are and products that are in our color kit this month, and we've got a Shimmerz Paints Coloringz, which is a mist, like a watercolor mist, and this one is flat. It doesn't have any shimmer to it, but this is the color. Here, maybe, in fact, I might be able, last time I did this, I caused myself a bunch of grief. Let's see how I don't want to, okay, that's better, I think. And I'll keep an eye on this. Actually, I might even go in just a bit closer so you guys can see. There. Perfect. Okay. But this is the pink, and it doesn't have any shimmer to it. The green is called Jilted Jade, and it's this. When I get these, I always color the labels because they're matte labels, and that way I know what color it is, because sometimes the bottles and what's included inside are not indicative of how saturated the color is. And sometimes when you spray it, it looks entirely different. So I color the outside of the bottle. And I think that these are inkjet printed. And so sometimes the colors, the ink kind of bleeds. So I did run some of it over this way because I thought it got a little bit muddy, but and I did the same for the Jilted Jade, and it's this pretty green color. These, the Shimmerz, are liquid paints, and you have to mix them. I'm trying to make sure that I'm on camera here. And so we have Jilted Jade, and then we have Sunny, which is really pretty. See, I'm like, anyway, I'm all out of sorts here. And then this is also liquid, and you just have to mix it up to get all the shimmery mica. Here we go. See, I should just stay down here. Okay, so anyway, so I thought we would use these three colors. Now, I was messing with this earlier. I put it on my glass mat here. I've got a few little artist paintbrushes that are tiny. I don't need glue at this point in time. And so I thought we would play with these. I'm gonna spray a little bit more of the pink because the other two are more saturated, I feel like. So let's start with the pink, since I'm going to get a paper towel here so that I can clean my brush and blot up any excess color. So what we'll do is we'll do a bunch of, so I traced a bunch of these, and you don't really have to worry about the pencil because the pencil isn't going to show up when we die cut because the cutting lines are inside there. So I thought maybe we could do a couple of different things. This paper isn't gessoed, so, and one of the things I like to do is I like to start with light color first because you don't have a lot of forgiveness when it comes to using a paper that doesn't have any gesso on it. Your color goes right into the paper. And so using a kind of a light color wash initially is really nice because you can make it darker. You can add more color to it as you go. So I thought we would just do a bunch of pinks, and then we'll go in with some of the other colors. And like I said, this one's flat. And so it just, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Do this one. I guess we could have all of them pink on a single flower, but we'll do it this way. So these are our May dies, and if you haven't had a chance to order them, you should think about it because they're so pretty. And this, both of them, we've got two different ones, and this is our brick texture die, and so this is going to add a ton of texture and detail to your projects, similar to how the star die and the linked hearts kind of added that really dainty, lacy texture to your page. That one is going to kind of do the same thing. So, and I think, who says you can't have some pink leaves? Let's, since there's no outline on this one, let's do some pink leaves. Because sometimes you just want to have a little bit of whimsy. And see, if you leave this stuff on your glass mat or your non-stick, whatever you use that's non-porous, you can wet it, and that color is good to go again. You just want to kind of make sure that you hit all the, and you need to be really careful if you're not using gessoed cardstock. You can use watercolor paper with this too. You may have to use a shim with your die to make sure that the color is going to go through your cut through your paper, because it's a little, it's thicker, and because this particular die design is a little bit more on the intricate side. Let's have this be pink too. And then we can have this be a pink die, a pink leaf. And so as you see these kind of dry, and when you look at them, when they're no longer shiny, you can add another color or more color. So I'm going to add, and so kind of at the edge here. And the nice thing is with this is that because these aren't cut into individual pieces, you're not having to mess with these tiny little pieces, or you actually can get more detail on them than you could if you were trying to do it with, once they're all cut out. It's harder to work with them. So when they're all still in an entire, just, it's almost like paint by numbers a little bit, but cooler. But you can add some more detail to some of the colors or some of the flowers. And then if you add a little bit of water, and like I said, the thing that you want to make sure you don't do is you don't scrub the paper with your brush. But if you add some water, it allows it to bleed, but it won't bleed beyond where the liquid is. So you'll get kind of a cool little watercolor effect. And yeah. So you'll get some shading if you do it this way. We'll do the same thing. So there's those. Let's try this. This is it's a different brush. Try to kind of keep these because they all already had color on them. So use some of this yellow. We can even blend the colors. So like this one here, let's see. We'll do this and we'll and this one, this yellow is a lot more pigmented, so but by having the pink and the orange and the yellow, you kind of get this pretty orange color, and you can mix a little bit of the pink and the yellow, or yeah, the pink and the yellow together, and you can have some orange. There is, as you all know, I have cats, and my cats have been on my desk. I didn't have a chance to do this, maybe a little. These are the centers of the flowers. Quickly color some of those. We'll do a little orange flower over here. This one. Hi, Joanne. Yeah, so we have a blog post about the December letters, and yes, they are missing a D, and we realized that after they went into production, and because they'd already been produced, we couldn't fix that, sadly. But we did come up with a couple of different ideas in being able to kind of makeshift a D. You could take an I and an O and cut it and kind of piece it together. You could use a P and flip it around. You just kind of have to, sadly, you have to kind of be a little bit creative. And the worst month in the world to miss a D, and I'm so sorry that that happened. We've been much more careful. We were just in such a rush to get all of our artwork in. Oh, good. You made it with a Q and it worked. Yeah, so I appreciate you being able to kind of work with it. And like I said, it was just an oversight, and yeah. sadly, we just missed it. But after that happened, we've been, you know, working on our, we've been much more astute and we give everything a good second look before it goes into production. So, but thanks for the being so understanding with that. Let's see, shall we? Let's make an orange leaf. Okay, and let's do some full-on yellow. See how pretty this is? And when this dries, you'll see all the shimmer. I think I'm just gonna kind of blend this out into some of the some yellow on this one. And the other thing you could do is you could take, and I'll do that too, these three down here will do a color wash across them so that, yeah. Let's do a yellow leaf here. Probably watching me paint is like watching, oh, that's dumb, watching paint dry. Oh, I'm so happy you like that kit. So happy you liked it. I love that kit. So pretty. We'll do that. We'll kind of have this too. And let's make some of these kind of a lime green. So I'm going to pick up, kind of reactivate this green. I may have had some yellow on my brush, but that's all right. So let's make these kind of more of a limey green. That's pretty. And we'll do one of these. Don't want to get too close to that pink because it will turn into mud if this bleeds together, and we don't want that to happen. Did you guys have anything fun happen this weekend or this week? Hopefully you had a better week than I did. My goodness. Green leaf over here too. Let's add. So this, I'll show you what this looks like. I want to get all the yellow out of this. That had a bunch of yellow in it. That's how that turned. I have a green brush that had more green in it. Yeah, this is my green one. So you just go in and you mix this together. And once you mix it, you're going to see all that shimmer. And so these, the Shimmerz paints are the most shimmery out of all of the different Shimmerz paints. I'm going to move this out of the way. And they are, whoops, they are the only ones that come as a liquid. The others are all dry paint pots, and you have to you have to activate them with water, but this one, these you don't. So let's add a little bit of green shadowing here. This one too. And we'll do this one. You can see and you'll see this one isn't shiny anymore. So if I go in, and that's, you know, when it's just dry enough and you can add more color to it. I'm gonna actually, do I have another little brush? This is my, okay, let's go in here and we can add some more color. To this. But you'll get more color variation this way. And if you add just a little bit of water, you'll see that color move. And it makes this, if you look at this flower here, you see all the pretty markings that you get. I'm gonna do the same. So you really have the opportunity to make things really pretty, you know, just make these really unique as opposed to if you used just regular regular cardstock. So kind of hold that one at bay. We can add, let's try this, these yellow flowers. Let's add just a little, let's add some orange to them. And then this one over here, we'll add some of this yellow. How are you?
All right, you're live on?
Yeah, say hello.
Hello.
That's our patient. Getting around. So I'll just add some pink and kind of just let it blend here. No target?
No, I didn't feel like going in.
Okay, so then we'll take another brush and we'll wet this also and just make sure that we don't, that we have like a dry perimeter between each one of these blocks. Okay. And this one, I'm gonna add some more color here. Oops. I usually try to dry my brush before I do that because these don't need to be, have any more liquid. There we go. And like I said, these are heavily pigmented and they're super shimmery. So now that this is already watered down, I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna run the paint through. And by doing like a light color wash first, you're going to get variation in color. And for these, if you were to use this technique, you wouldn't need to trace. Just blot out this. Okay, now let's wet this one. Yeah, so if you just kind of marked out like probably a 3, my guess is that these are about a 3 1/4 inch square that you would need to color, so that you would color the whole, all the pieces of the dye. I want to make sure that I got everything wet. All right, now just a little bit of color. We're going to go in here with the green, and you can see how the papers, when you add more water, you know, your paper is going to warp more. And you could do this on gessoed paper too, but for what we're doing, we really don't need the gessoed paper. Okay, so let that dry for a minute. I'm gonna blow some of that extra liquid off of these so that they'll dry a little faster. So let's let these dry a little bit. I'm going to set them aside somewhere where they can dry and not get paint everywhere. I think that that's okay. Then let's take a peek at our papers. They just got here on Friday, and honestly, I haven't had a chance to look at them even. So we're going to do this together. I'm going to move this out of the way. So what do you think? Do you guys think that, what do you think of that idea? The tracing and coloring prior to die cutting. If I need more, we'll add more. I just want to make sure I get all the paint off so that I don't get paint or color on our pretty papers. Okay. So, I think it's all dry. Good, good, good. This out of the way. Okay. So, I'm telling you right now, coffee is my my godsend. And to be honest, I think I'm, yesterday I was tired, but I was okay, kind of running on adrenaline a little bit. And then today I'm feeling it much more. Okay. So these are our papers, but I want I want you to be able to see them all. So let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Yay. Look how easy that was. Okay. My coffee, so spill it. And these out of the way. Okay. With that out of the way, my desk is kind of clean, but the rest of my office looks like a bomb went off. Okay, so these are our papers for our May kits, and I love the colors included in this kit. I love the bright blue and the bright yellow. So your main kit will include one sheet of each of the pattern papers. And if you're anything like me, I can never decide which side to use and which side I like better. And sometimes I like to like fussy cut or punch or die cut out of the papers. And so sometimes having 3 sheets even is nice. But definitely 2 kind of gives you a lot of options, and it's a great way to stretch your kits, right? So let's start from either side, and I'm going to show you the front and the back of each paper. So this one is called Daydream, and it has this really dainty floral with these dainty floral sprigs and these little yellow posies. And the green leaves on some of the little fronds are the same color as the Shimmerz paint that is included in our color kit. And then some of them are blue. So having a variety of different colored leaves is really a fun thing. So that is the A side. The B side, and like I said, I've seen all of these in digital form. This is the B side, and it is a horizontal stripe that is offset. So the stripes don't go all the way across, which is kind of fun. And if you cut these in columns, You can lay them so that you can layer them so that they're kind of offset. Maybe not quite as much as this, and you just get a really cool effect that way. And the border strip has like a little orange diagonal grid and a little blue posy, light blue posy. So that's really pretty. The second one is called Be Spontaneous, and it's a bright tone. It's got two different tones of yellow. So the outer is brighter, and then the center is kind of a more golden yellow. And then the B side is, I think, this is like a peachy orange grid. Great for a background paper. Great for mixed media, actually. I would totally use this as a mixed media background and just use clear gesso on it. So that's really pretty. I'm gonna kind of, let's put these down towards the lower part, and then this one is called Bought This, and it's a diagonal stripe, and you get different colors and different tones. So this one is like all aqua, but you get different saturations of the aqua. This one is all orange. You get different saturations of the orange, and then you get multicolored stripes. So it's a really cool pattern and super unique. So I love that. And then the reverse side, I guess I'm kind of showing you all of them. I'm giving you sneak peeks. That's not fair. Okay. And the B side is this kind of a light peachy orange star, which is really cool. It's got a bunch of different types of stars, different shapes of stars, and then like a little kind of a, I don't even know what you call that. Anyway, star burst, sparkle. So that one's really pretty. This one is called Game Night, and it's like a checkerboard. This would be a fun paper to create a grid layout with. You know, you could have the grids be 2 by 2 as opposed to, you know, little single squares, but it's really fun. And I like the gray. It's kind of a blue gray. And then the reverse is this tiny little posy. They're white little flowers with an orange center and green stems on a light pink background. The next one is called Got Creative, and it's a rainbow scallop, which is really pretty. Bright and cheery. And the B side on this one is a ledger print with orange, pink, and a mint. And this is on like a kind of a off-white background that has kind of a yellowy hue to it. So great for a background also. You could die cut with this one as well. You have to have a bold floral for fussy cutting. So this one is called Life in Full Color, and it's got really brightly colored flowers, great for fussy cutting. I love the bright blues in goodness. And all the greens, such a fun pattern. So I'm going to turn these this way so that we don't have the branding strip kind of in the middle. And the B side is a blue nested hexagon. It's a tone on tone with kind of a light, it's kind of a periwinkle-ish blue. And then the nested hexagons, you can see it a little bit better here. Yeah, so very cool. This one is great for a grid design. This is called Made Notes, and you can use it as it is, or you can fussy cut these and use them as journaling spots on your pages. Yeah, and look at the little washi tape and the little binder clips and paper clips and a tack. Okay, so there's that one. This is going to be upside down, but that's all right. And then the B side, like, this happens to this light for some reason. I don't know why it does that. And it's plugged into. Okay, well, we're gonna shut that one down. And then this one is the same as one of the border strips. It's got a orange diagonal grid, and within the grid there's little dots, and then a simple pink flower in the center. So that's really pretty. Here's another cut apart sheet that can be used as is. It's called Memories Captured, and it's kind of a faux, I don't know, what do you call these? Like the little wiry grids that you hang on your wall. It's kind of your catch-all. But anyway, this one has, I'll bring it a little closer, the little floral pattern, sunglasses, notebook, envelope. So you could use this as it is to kind of build a layout, using these as kind of your anchor points. And then, or you could fussy cut these out. So that's super fun. And then the B side on that one is a green and white. These are 6 hexagon. So this is kind of a spring green. It's really pretty. Put that in there. My lighting kind of got messed up when my light went berserk. Let's move this so that I can set that there. Okay, so there's that. The next one is called Pajama Day, and who doesn't love one of those? I live for them. So let's see if I can. And it's a kind of a funky scallop where they're alternated on either side of each row. Pretty colors. You could fussy cut just the edge and create almost like a kind of a rounded postage stamp edge. So, and oh, let's put this here. Yep, got more stuff that I gotta move out of the way. And then the B side is a cool kind of a modern geometric pattern. It's blue and white. So you get a lot of variation in color. We've got another cut apart sheet that has a bunch of postage stamps. Look at the little cat. So cute. You need to have more dogs also. Note to self. But these can easily be fussy cut out and used as layering pieces. If you wanted to, you could take your craft knife and cut the centers out, save the center of each of these frames to use as an embellishment or a detail or a layering piece on a different page. And then you could have the rest of the outlines here, and you could create like a really cool grid layout by laying this piece with all of the centers cut out on a different sheet of cardstock or pattern paper and create like a really cool grid design. So that would be really fun. And if you wanted to use some of these pieces, you could pop them up on a pop dot so you could raise them. And if you wanted to make a really dimensional page, you could add foam underneath on the bottom of this piece and then lay it onto your cardstock so you'd have that shadow coming in each one of the windows, and you could build your layout both underneath this one and coming up from the top. It'd be really cool. Very, very cool. So that is this one. Good grief, I'm running out of room. And the B side of this one is just a very subtle tone on tone. It's almost like a chevron, but a very abstract chevron. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. And then we've got, gonna have to overlap these. This one is called Spoil Yourself with Flowers. Again, this one could easily be fussy cut. Look at all the colors of the flowers. And the pansies, those are super cute. They could be irises, who knows? So that one's really pretty. And then the reverse side is a yellow, just a very dainty polka dot on a yellow background. I think you can see that. But then I get it close and all of the color gets distorted. There, that's better. Who knows? Okay, so that's the B side. Scoot these this direction. Let's see if we can move them as one piece. Of course not. All right. Here we go. Well, at least kind of. Put this one here, and then we have Stroll Outdoors, and this is like a little scene, and you can use this as a background and create your own little scene. I think that you've seen some of our designers like silhouette themselves out of their photos or their dogs or whatever, and they place them and create like a little scene in the background. and to make some of these other details on this page stand out, you could embroider through here. You could also use your craft knife and cut into these hills, and you can tuck stuff inside. So that would be really cool. So this one, and then the B side is another hexagon that is multicolored, but they have little diagonal white stripes within each one. So it's kind of, they're broken up. I think you can see that, right? So that's pretty. And so this is all of the colors that are in this kit. Lots of yellow, lots of blue, orange, some green, just a lot of variation in color. And I love like that you have a bunch of different cut apart sheets. This is nice because it really will allow you to stretch your kits a lot by, you know, if you fussy cut these out, you get a lot more embellishments, you know, fussy cut some of the flowers. Yeah, so you get a lot more embellishments that way if you choose to use them that way. And if you don't, you can use them the way that they are, or you can use the B-sides. And each one of them are very, very usable. I've got my window open so you can hear my neighbors. So let's put these away. This is the cardstock, and you get 2 sheets of each color, and these are all of the colors that are included, and they coordinate perfectly with all of the products included in our May kits. And every month we change the B-side to give you some variation, and it'll give you some different ways to be able to use the cardstocks packs rather than having to have a solid color on both sides. So let me go through them really quickly. This one is called Quench, and it's kind of a light periwinkle, or what do you call it? Not periwinkle. It's gonna come to me. I can't think right now. Brain is broken. This one is called Chill, and it's light blue, and you get the ledger. This one's called Deep. It's a beautiful blue. Like similar to a royal blue. It's got, you know, that bright color, but not, it's way prettier than that. It's not such a primary color, I guess. And there's the B-side. I love that. And this one's called Happiness, and it's a light pink. And I mean, each one of the grids, depending on the color, they look so different. This is kind of a lilac color. It's called Laughter. Somewhere between a pink and a lilac. And there's the ledger. This one's called Minty, and it's a mint greenish blue. And there's the background. And this one's called Pure, and it's an off-white. And the solids, if you look at them, it's hard to pick it up on camera, but the solids have a textured print on them, but the paper itself is smooth. So if you stamp on it, or journal on it. It takes ink and everything's totally smooth, so you get a really nice impression. And then this one is the back side, so you get kind of a grayish ledger. And this one is called Warm, and it's a warm yellow, and you get the yellow grid on the back side. And I was totally off screen throughout all of that, but they will match perfectly with all of the products included in our kits. Finally, these are our 6x8 cut apart paper packs, and you can buy these as a part of our Pocket Life kit, or you can buy them individually. The Pocket Life kit includes the cards and a stamp set that coordinates with it, or you can buy just the card or the cut apart cards, and I'll go through these by themselves. I believe that these packs are $14.95. The stamp set is $15.95 if you buy them individually. If you buy them as a bundle, or as a bundle in our Pocket Life kit, I believe that the kit itself is $24.95. So you save a lot of money if you buy them together. So let me show you the, this is our ephemera cut apart sheet, and all of these pieces can be cut apart really easily. There's also a die, a plate die that you can lay over the top of it and cut all of the pieces out in one go. And I believe you can find those on our website. There's 3 different designs, and we alternate within or between kits on which design we use, so that you have a variety of different pieces to work with. And oftentimes you can utilize these and kind of mix and match them from kit to kit. So there's that one. And here's another. Now this is just solely a cut apart sheet. There is no die that goes along with this one, but all of the shapes are really easy to cut. And the circles, there goes the other light, did not like me. The circles, you can use just a simple circle punch if you don't want to fussy cut around the circles. So can't, you'd have to use, I don't have a ruler near me, or that I know where it is at this point to measure these, but well, yeah, I do. So my guess is that the larger circle is somewhere around maybe 1 3/4 inches. I don't think it's 2 inches. And then the smaller are probably 3/4 inch. So they could be 1 inch, who knows? You shouldn't trust me today. Okay, and then these are the cut apart Pocket Life cards, and they're all double-sided. And so they have different color palettes on each side. So this one says Believe in Yourself, and this one also says Believe in Yourself, but it's a different, actually probably easier to do this. And these can either be fussy cut, or can, you can use it as a solid 4x6 card. And type your journaling. And then there's the other side. This one, these are all 3x4 cards, to-do list, a really pretty floral wreath. We are all in this together. And then you flip it and you've got a different color palette on the back side. And even if you aren't a pocket life scrapbooker, these are great for layering on your traditional scrapbook pages. These are great. You could use these as a title, you know, journaling cards to add your journaling if you don't like to write directly on your page. And this could be fussy cut if you wanted to. There's another one with a cute little floral camera, little postage stamps, perfect for a list. And there's the reverse side. It's finally Friday. It happened like this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, days of the week. Perfect for journaling. This is a great layering piece. Or you could put your photo on top of it and use it as a frame. And then the reverse side. So you have a lot of color options to fit whatever project you're trying to create. These are 3x8s. And this is a grid or a ledger pattern similar. We've got a pattern paper with the same pattern, but this is scaled smaller. And this one has a list of things to do, goals, to-do list, and notes. So for those of you that do traveler's notebooks, memory planners, that kind of thing, this would be an awesome card. Or if you're one of those people that likes to do like a day in the life, or if you're a pocket life scrapbooker, this could easily be cut up into different pieces and layered on something else and used. And then this one is part of that same pattern, and then the list here is pink. On this side it's a light blue. Have you ever, and you can put your answer or your question here, and this is the other color story. This one has a monthly or a weekly calendar, so you can add either a photo, a little tiny photo from each day, and then maybe all of your notes for each day. And then you've got a pink and a green on the reverse side, another little 3x8, and this one could be used this direction. Could easily use that on a regular scrapbook layout and kind of use these little notebook papers to kind of anchor your photos if you're doing like a diagonal design or even a grid design. And then the reverse side is blue and yellow. These are 3x6 cards, so great for a list. I guess if I hold it this way. These also, if you use your X-Acto knife and you kind of go around the edge here, you can tuck your photo or other things underneath there. And then you get a list or these little tiny phrase word strips. So it says, it was time to do this. We stayed in all day and binge watched these, tried a new restaurant, read a book from start to finish in one weekend, put life on hold. I had a coupon and went shopping, went to the outdoor market. We hadn't seen you in ages. We had the best night together. I love your company. Game night just got serious. So like these are all phrases that are perfect for everyday life. Spent the whole weekend crafting. Amazing memory. Sometimes you have to get out and have some fun. Laundry can wait. Laundry is my nemesis. And then the reverse side is a different color. Same phrases. Another page with a bunch of word strips. We tried something different this weekend and did this. What a blast. This was the moment that it all happened. So glad I got photos. It was unbelievable. Laughter is good for the soul. I have such amazing friends. Took a walk, enjoyed the warmer weather. I think everyone was outdoors today. Our favorite coffee shop. This was an amazing vibe. I could live on this pizza. I feel so energized by doing this. It was a great idea. So, days of the week, another quote of the month, and then the reverse side in a different color palette. And then you get, I believe is it 6? These are different patterned papers. And they're a smaller scale. So they're great for your pocket life pages, your memory planners, card making, traveler's notebooks, pretty floral. This is the same floral in a different colors in a smaller scale. So pretty. And then this one is a notebook page. Very simple, so versatile. And then a simple dot. This is that beautiful blue with a white dot, and this is that lilac-y pink with a white dot. And then a diagonal stripe, blue and white. And this is kind of that peachy orange and white. So those are all the papers that you get in our May kits. Now let's bring these back. I want to show you quickly if I can make this work. Let's cut these up, and I'm going to run them through my die cutting machine. Probably won't assemble them today because we've been going a good over an hour. So let's see. One thing I want to do really quick though is I want to make sure that they're totally dry, because if they're not, I think that they'll just get gummed up in the dies. And I think when paper is wet, I feel like it almost stretches a little bit. So if you send it a damp sheet of paper through your die cut machine, I feel like you're not going to get a good cut. So I'm just going to quickly dry these on top and bottom. Get all that moisture out of there. But I think that these are going to be so pretty, and if I bring these up to the camera, you can see the shimmer on the yellow and the green. So pretty. But I think you're going to love how this turns out. And like with these, you could layer the solid ones, you could layer more color on them and get some variation. But for time's sake, I think that we'll do it this way. So I'm just going to cut these because they need to be able to fit. We'll cut this one. Some of these might need to be hand cut because I didn't. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hello.
Robert's here. Says hello. He's been down there getting ready to begin shipping our May kits tomorrow. So you can look forward to start getting your shipping notifications. These I think I'm going to do with scissors because they're so close to one another. And I don't... Yeah, you gotta be a little careful. Because if we went through the effort of coloring them, we want to be able to cut them. This is going to be kind of tedious to watch, but I think you'll be happy with what the result looks like. Okay, so there's that. Now let's see if I can get my die cut machine situated. Sorry, you get me. This is a heavy beast. It works great, but it's kind of heavy. Although I would say that most of them are heavy. Okay, let me plug this in. So I need new cutting plates, I think. Okay, so sometimes I use shims, so we'll see how this wants to work. So I have tried so many different cutting sandwiches, some of which they say, oh, use this one and it will keep your plates from warping and you can use it forever. I've not tried the Magic Mat yet, so maybe that is one to try. Now, I think I've mentioned this before. I use these, this is Post-it tape. It comes in a roll and it holds your dies in place without ripping anything when you peel it off. Okay, so I'm gonna put a shim in this one. want to make sure that they all cut. Just run it through one more time, because sometimes for the more intricate dies, it can take a couple of and especially because that paper might not be entirely dry. Let's pull this up. Oh, yep. They cut out so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put these on a sheet of white cardstock, and then we'll take a look at all of them after we cut them out. But by tracing them, and once you lay them down, you don't, obviously this is different because it, see, this was the one that I was most concerned about if it was, oh, nope, it came out just fine. Okay. And totally. So let's do, see, they all cut out just perfectly. And we'll take a peek at them all when they're, let's do the green one. Oops. See, I shouldn't be left to my own devices today, I'm telling you. Layer this. Only because it has an outline, otherwise I wouldn't care. Put the tape on it, and we will feed it through. Let's try this again. One more time. So this was the green. How nice this tape works though. It just holds everything really nice and securely, but it doesn't tear off the surface of your paper. So here are these. Peel this off. If you have any questions about any of this stuff at all, leave them in our chat and I'm happy to answer them for you. This is so pretty. Like some of these are so dainty and delicate, and you just can't get the detail like this from a cut file. All right, so those were the green. I think, did I have more pieces? Seems to me, where did, Oh, yep. More pieces. Hang on one second. Let me grab this. This is the weeder. If you don't have one of these, they're nice to have because they help you get the pieces out of your die that kind of get stuck there. I was like, where did all of them go? Alrighty. I got everything, I think. And it also has a little brush that's great if you have like tiny little pieces that get stuck. Okay. Now let's do the pink. These are great, but honestly, I'm more excited about the ones that we painted. Okay. Run this through. Thanks you guys for sticking with me today because I know that I'm not at my best. This has been the first time that any one of my kids have ever needed surgery. And I'm going to feed it through again just to make sure. We're having a lovely rainy day. I was talking to Mackenzie yesterday about spring rain here in the Seattle area. You know, in the winter, if we have rain, it'll rain like all day long, but it'll kind of just be drizzly. But in the spring, sometimes when the rain comes, it just comes and it like dumps. Like crazy. Okay, so here's the pink. And you could do a combination of these things where you have the detail, like just a color wash, so you get some just light. This one might not have cut. This is, let's see. No, it did. Did or it didn't? It's kind of finicky down here. It's just, these are the really dainty ones just tend to be a little fiddly. Okay. And then pull these out. This guy. That guy. Let's see what else is still stuck in there. And then this one, and this one. So each one of the dies, they have little holes in them, so it helps you to be able to poke them out if they are stuck in them, because if you go in this way and you try to dig them out, then oftentimes it kind of messes up the edges. Okay, so here's this. These are the exciting ones, I think. We're going to get a lot of different colors, actually. Okay, so these just have to be lined up a little bit better because the color is different from shape to shape. All right. What kind of a die cut machine do you guys have? Do you like the manual ones, or do you have a... Actually, I'm going to scoop this just a little bit. Let's set this here. Let's run it through one more time. So some of these will be white because I didn't color all of them, but if you... Okay, where's my little thingamajobber? There's that one. This one. Trying to make sure, because you have to clear all of the shapes out. Get this one out without damaging it. And you just have to be careful with those more intricate dies. Poke these out anyway. But you can always use the little white pieces as well. We'll kind of sort through these after I get it all. Whoops, one more. Okay, so let's do this one. I think this one's going to be really pretty. Sometimes if you're just like sitting around and you don't have anything, you know, you want to get a little creative, but you don't have like a lot of inspiration, or you don't have a firm idea of what you want to do. Sometimes starting by, you know, just doing something like this, it's just kind of idle. You know, it doesn't require a lot of brain power, but in the end, you'll find something, you'll make something pretty. Okay, let's see this. And we'll go through twice. I wish I could do this faster for you. This So this is one that we painted, and it has a lot of like variation in color. Make sure that you can see it. But, and it's nice and shimmery too. Always. Anyway, so you'll get like a lot of different that one just popped right out. Yay. So where did my little guy go? This one's like super pretty and watercolory. There we go. A leaf. Another flower. This one, this one, this one, and this guy, and this one. Okay. And this guy too. Did I get them all? All right, so let's do, I think we have 2 more. Makes me just want to sit and paint all day. And like if you have, the other thing you can do is if you have mixed media backgrounds that you've created that you weren't happy with and you weren't inspired to use them on a project, or you don't throw those away, hang on to them, because when you have a project like this, it's the perfect use for something like that. Did this once. Let's see if it's going to come out. We could go through one more time because that little flower wasn't feeling it. But if you spend some time doing this, and then you can save all these little pieces, put them in a little, you can put them in the envelope with your die, and then that way you've got a bunch already cut out. And okay, let's see. Didn't even really need to worry about this little guy, but the yellow. come out. Peel out. Ah. Live and learn. Next time I should have all these painted before we do this, and then you don't have to sit through this. Oops. Wrong. Oh, this one goes over here. But, you know, Sunday Fun Day Live, sometimes we just do this. My die cutting machine says you're supposed to place your die facing up, but I don't like doing that. I find it really hard to, if your die shifts or your paper shifts in a weird way, you can't really tell if things are lined up wrong until after it goes through. It's particularly if you're using it with a die and a coordinating stamp. So I've just decided to throw caution to the wind and come on. I think that one was a little bit damp. Okay, this guy. These dies, they all cut perfectly, so I'm so happy about that. One more. Let's see. Left. Okay. We have one more little shape, and then I'll sort through these. But if you noticed, as I've been going through and cutting these, the pencil marks have not shown up on any of them. So I think this is a fun little trick. All right. Let's move this out of the way. And let's kind of sort through these so that we can so there's that one. Use this for all the white pieces. And I think I'm going to take all the white pieces and put them in with the die itself so that when I'm looking for like a little floral or something like that, I can just reach in and grab those. So white, white, this is colored, white, these are colored. But look how pretty these are, and they're all, I'll show you in a minute, but they're all, like all the, anything that we use the yellow or the green on is really shimmery and pretty. So this, not this. These are all pink. Pink, green. Pink. But I love like the variation in color in the ones that we went back in and added another layer of color. This is yellow, green. Put all the yellow ones over here. Green. The green ones. Gosh. Hands and brain aren't working. Yellowish and orange. Green. These are all pinks. Yellow. Some more green. Some more yellow. Some more pink. Green. Green. White. Green. Another pink. And like this one, it's got two different. So if you take the time to go and do that second layer of color, you're going to get more interesting color on them. Yellow, white, pink. And even after you cut them, you can go back in and add more color to them if you want. You can even dip them if you've got like color sitting on your, you know, on your glass mat. You can kind of dip them through the color. And you can do that with the white ones too. Green one. White, 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 pink, white, yellow, have more pink, but I think I did more other colors, it seems. Pink. Pink. But these are little guys that are the centers for your flowers. So. And these little guys that are over here, like these tiny little confetti pieces, those are can be used as like little centers to your flowers as well. So they're not necessarily throwaways, even though that you might feel like they are. It's a green and a yellow, and this one might be pink. And then the rest of these, I believe, are white. All right. So look how pretty these are. I'm gonna bring them. Didn't I? Okay. Let's see. Am I still working? Okay, I think so. This is how they all turned out, and you can layer them together. You know, take a yellow and a pink and an orange. And if you use, gosh, like a stylus, or I have, you can kind of roll these. Did it not? Let's see if this is working. Oh, okay, great. Maybe not. I also have a so you can kind of give these a little bit of a bend. And if you spray them with water before you do that, you can get a bend without getting folds in your paper. So anyway, or just a simple center. You've got your leaves of different sorts. And you can layer different flowers and just create beautiful little floral clusters. And on the back of this, it kind of shows you how you can make your different flowers. Now, keep in mind, we didn't paint all of ours, so we don't have all the pieces necessarily, but anyway, I'm gonna kind of play with these later today. And if you haven't picked up this die, you should definitely do it. And pick up our color kit too while you're at it, because it's super versatile. And in addition to the Shimmerz paints that come with it, you also get a set of texture stamps. So like you could use those texture stamps and stamp on a piece of cardstock. They're kind of a random, they haven't arrived yet. I believe that they're arriving tomorrow, but if you look on our website, they're just like little tiny circles. They're kind of sketchy, but you could stamp and then die cut using the die, this floral die with them, and you'd get some really interesting flowers as well. So, but very pretty. You can see, I'll show you all the shimmer associated with that you get after painting them, but they're really pretty. Some of the greens and the yellows and the oranges, and like this pink one is my favorite, I think. Good grief. All right, folks, my phone is about ready to die, even though it's plugged in and charging. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you enjoyed seeing our May papers, and I hope that if you haven't already ordered them, that you'll pop on over to our website and grab yours. Our design team, along with myself, will be coming up with lots of great ideas on how you can use these and create beautiful projects of all different styles and you know, color combinations and everything. So I hope that you'll grab one so that you can play along as we create with you. Keep in mind, if you haven't given my video a like, I would love it if you could do that. And then also to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We add new process videos daily, so you don't want to miss those. Tons of inspiration. Our Instagram as well. We share reels throughout the week, and so you know, if you're just looking for quick inspiration, that's a great place to get it. And our designers are sharing lots of creative ideas, photos and reels, so you have a lot of inspiration there as well. And if you haven't already joined our Facebook group, be sure to do that as well. We host challenges and give away prizes every month, and you can share the projects that you create with our kits or create for our challenges. It's always so much fun for us to see the things that you guys are creating with our kits or with other products that you have on hand. So we hope that you'll join us there. The other thing to keep in mind too is if you subscribe to our kits, you get your main kit for a discount, $5 off what the individual purchase price is. So you get it for $29.95. It includes 12 sheets of double-sided heavy-duty pattern paper that's just great quality, and you get 5 different embellishments. So if you subscribe to our kits, it's a great way to have products that are ready to go. You don't have to sit there and sort through things. You've got everything in a single bag. All you have to do is pull it out and start creating. Also too, we've got embellishment add-on kits, cardstock add-on kit, pattern paper add-on kit, color kit, dies, pocket life kit. So there's a lot to choose from, and if you are a subscriber, you receive 15% off on all of your add-on kit purchases. And not only that, your add-on kit purchases will ship for free along with your main kit each month. And if you would like to reserve all of the kits each month, you can email Robert at hipkitclub.com, and he'd be more than happy to set that up for you, so you don't have to remember to place your order each month. If you're a subscriber, your main kit order automatically gets processed, and your kit gets shipped out to you each month, so you don't need to worry about that either. So we're happy to take care of all of those things. So keep your eye out for your shipping notification for your main kits or your May kits. I can't even speak. And until next week, leave a comment below if there's something that you would like to focus on or learn. I'm happy to hear what your ideas are and what you're interested in, and I'm happy to come up with projects that will inspire you to try something new. So until next week, have a great week, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.